Hi everyone, my name is Madison and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be sitting down and talking through my class registration for my second semester of my PhD program, or of grad school, however you want to look at it. I am technically doing a combined master's and PhD, so I will get my master's on the way to my PhD. This is great because my PhD is funded, or sorry, my master's is funded and paid for. This is also great because then I can start my research earlier, and theoretically I can potentially graduate sooner because I'm not starting over from square one. I can be doing some research while I am technically completing my master's. And quite frankly, most PhD students who do this don't even walk for their master's, so I'll probably get mine on the way. You just check a box and say send me the certificate, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm here for my PhD. So I just finished up my first semester of grad school, which I have a whole load of videos and I'm going to be filming out of order, and potentially there's a video up talking about my first semester of grad school, and potentially there's not, and if there's not, maybe there will be in the future. But regardless, I am a few weeks out from starting my second semester of my grad program, and thought I would talk through the classes I'm registered for, how I approached it. I'm still very confused and unsure about what I'm going to be taking, but I figured y'all might find it interesting. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Madison. I am a first year PhD student at CU Boulder studying aerospace engineering. I have my undergrad in aerospace as well, and a minor in comp sci that I also did at CU Boulder. I love it here, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I do a lot of work with drones, unmanned aerial vehicles, unmanned aircraft systems, that sort of thing, designing autopilots and the control theory that gets used on these drones when they go fly through all different types of weather and severe weather and whatnot. So that being said, the classes I take are definitely going to be more tailored to that. However, if you are in the beginning of a PhD program or looking into grad school, you might know that there are a lot of interesting, funky sort of restrictions and regulations on the classes that you take with regards to your preliminary exam. Every school does this different. I thought I would talk through the classes I'm taking, how that is setting me up to take prelims hopefully in the fall, and yeah, let's get going. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the preliminary exam, because that is a huge part of the determining factor in what classes I'm going to be taking. As part of your PhD program, there are 3 main tests, exams, whatnot you have to take. Your first one is your preliminary exam, then you have your comprehensive exam, and then you have your thesis defense. Your preliminary exam is essentially an oral exam, at least at CU Boulder. It's an oral exam where you pick an InFocus class from a very short, specific list of classes you can take. You pick an out-of-focus class, and then you do a literature review. And you sit down with a panel of professors and experts in those fields, and they give you an oral exam. Close note, all you get is a whiteboard marker, and a dry erase marker and an eraser, and you are sitting in front of a whiteboard while these folks grill you and ask you questions on the different classes that you chose for quite some time. After you pass that, you then go on to take your comprehensive exam a few years later, which is a similar thing where you are then proposing your research plan, how you have the skill set and the background knowledge and the resources to get done what you hope to get done. If you pass that, you are now a PhD candidate, and then later you take your thesis defense where you defend the research that you proposed in your comprehensive exam. At CU, you typically take your prelim exam your 3rd or your 5th semester, and you have to pass it by your 5th semester. So I am planning on taking it in the fall, and I am at a loss for what I want to do right now. So let's go ahead and talk through that. I technically am an autonomous systems student, so my InFocus course should be in autonomous systems, or will be in autonomous systems. The 2 courses I'm debating between taking for my InFocus are statistical estimation for dynamical systems. This is a class on Kalman filtering, different types of filters, state estimation as the name implies, This is a really cool class that I actually did quite well in, but I took it last fall. So I took it in the fall of 2022. I would be looking at taking my prelim exam in fall of 2024. So it will have been 2 years since I've taken the class if I choose to do prelims on this course. Because of that, as of right now, I am enrolled in 5014, which is linear control systems. So the other prelims course available to take for autonomous systems InFocus. I am excited to take this class. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous. There are a lot of undergrads and seniors taking this class that I have TA'd for now 3 semesters, and I'm not gonna pretend I'm not intimidated by them. Half of them are older than me. And yeah, I feel like I have some sort of standard to uphold, like proving to my professors like this is why you kept me on for the PhD program. I don't know, I'm trying to not get in my head about that because I'm capable and I've taken so many grad classes at this point when these folks have probably like not taken many. So yeah, the other option was for me to take advanced state estimation, so the advanced version of the class I took last fall, and I figured if I could do really well in the advanced class, the prelim exam on the lower level class would be a walk in the park. However, I eventually decided against that, and I will take this class at a later date because I've heard the workload is unlike anything else, and right now I am enrolled in somewhere between 9 and 12 credits and figured a 6,000 level very challenging, time-consuming class would not be the best idea, because when I take this class I want to make sure I have the brain capacity, the emotional energy, the physical energy, the time, etc. to give this class the attention it deserves. So there's that. The second class I am enrolled in right now is a special topics course called UAS in the NAS, so Unmanned Aircraft Systems in the National Airspace System. You can talk to other folks. I feel like there's this unwritten rule that if your advisor teaches a course, you are supposed to take that course. I'm excited for this class. I will say I'm a little bit bummed that it's not really gonna give me any true credit for it. So one of my advisors, I'm co-advised, one of my advisors is teaching this class. I think it's gonna be a very useful class. However, it does not relate to my preliminary exam at all. So if this class were to be offered in the fall or next spring, I'd be a lot more like gung-ho about it. But right now I feel like all I can think about is prelims and what's gonna set me up for prelims and give me the most opportunity to do well in prelims. So this class description says this course is designed to explore and understand current issues related to the integration of uncrewed aircraft systems in the National Airspace System. This course starts with a historical overview of UAS leading to systems operating today in terms of physical characteristics, performance, and application. It goes on to talk more about that. Overall, I feel that this class is going to be more like a history, law-based, policy-based class, which for my research is absolutely relevant, and I'm actually really curious to take this class. Like I said, it unfortunately has nothing to do with prelims. This is not a class I can take my preliminary exam on. It is a special topics class, so it will count towards my GPA, but this would be my 6th credit of special topics that I take, and you're only allowed to have 9, so I'm sort of closing that window for opportunity of when these classes stop counting. But overall, I'm excited for this class. I will not pretend that, how do I say this nicely? There's only 6 kids enrolled in the class right now, 3 in person and 3 online, which is nerve-wracking because A, that means there's a chance this class gets canceled because there are so few kids enrolled, and B, if there's only 3 kids going in person, if I get sick or have to miss a day or whatever, it's very obvious that I'm not there, which I don't love. That's not a good look. So food for thought. Now, the third class I'm enrolled in, I am in one right now, and I am so confused on what to do. So, Like I mentioned earlier, you need to take an out-of-focus class for prelims, and you have to take prelims by your 5th semester. You have to pass prelims by your 5th semester. Prelims are only ever offered in the fall, so I either take them fall 2024 or fall 2025. I really want to take them this year because A, if for some reason I fail, I have a second chance before I get kicked out of the program, and B, the sooner I could get it off my plate, the more I could go back to like, I'm here to take these classes to learn the things I'm excited about, not I'm taking this class for the prelim exam, which is absolutely where my head is at right now. I'm co-advised by a professor in autonomous systems and one that is technically in fluids, and so I feel a bit of an obligation to take my preliminary class on a fluids class. Now, I love fluids, but I struggle with it. I'm not going to pretend like this is something that comes naturally to me. I did very well on the undergrad course, but I worked my tail end off for that. I TA'd that class, which was so great for me and my familiarity, and I intentionally TA'd this class the semester before taking a grad class that I knew I was going to struggle with and find challenging yet again. I struggled more with this class than I've ever struggled with a class before. To be quite candid, I ended up dropping the class and I'm going to retake it at a later date. My predicament right now is, do I wait to take prelims until my 5th semester after I've taken this class again? Do I self-study for this class and take prelims on this class? Because nothing says you have to pass the class before you take the prelim exam on it. I have all the resources I could need to self-study for this class if I decide that's the route I want to go. I have the textbook, I have notes, I have friends that have done well in this class, I have a dozen past exams and answer keys. I really do feel that I have the resources and I have the drive and determination to self-study for this class over the spring and the summer if it's something I want to do. The other thought is I could pick a different class for my preliminary exam. However, because I am co-advised by a professor in autonomous systems and one in fluids, I feel as though I need to satisfy both of those professors and both of those disciplines with my preliminary exam. So I could go and take prelims on something in bioastronautics or remote sensing or astrodynamics, but none of those are related to the 2 different focus areas that I am advised by, if that makes sense. So I'm really not sure what to do. I will be honest in that my advisors give me conflicting advice. One says, yes, you should be doing fluids and autonomous systems. Another one says, not necessarily, because right now the research you're doing is in autonomous systems and it makes more sense for me to finish prelims early so that I can put all my energy towards just learning and my research. So not totally sure what to do. That being said, right now I am enrolled in Space Life Sciences, which is a bioastronautics class all about basically the human body in space and that sort of thing. So a biology and space class. How your bones deteriorate in microgravity, how this, how that. I don't entirely know. I've heard it's a really cool class. I've heard it's one of the easiest prelims you can take. And I've heard that students really walk away feeling like they took a lot out of it with potentially a newfound interest for this, which is cool. I have not taken an astronomy class since high school and I'm an aerospace major, or quite honestly, other than orbital mechanics, I have not really taken any sort of astronautics related classes either. So I'm really excited about this class. Whether or not it ends up being a prelims class, I don't know. My current plan is to self-study for that fluids class and sort of have this as a fallback if studying is really not going my way. But I don't want to wait till my 5th semester. I also want to feel like I am making all of my advisors happy, and the best way to do that would be to take prelims my 3rd semester so that I can put my energy towards research, but also do that fluids class for my prelims because I am co-advised by a professor in fluids. So there is that very long ramble. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about grad school, class selection, that sort of thing, I'd be happy to answer them. Unlike undergrad, you really don't have much flexibility with grad school with your lectures and whatnot. All of these classes are only offered once a week or at like one specific time slot. A lot of them do have a remote option, but I couldn't really let that be a factor in my decision, which was when the classes are offered. So let me know if you have any questions, comments, etc. I appreciate you all watching today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I will see you all next time. Peace out. Bye.